I had a fivesome at 16. Now there are bops, and then there was me at 16. I was an animal. I would just smash anything in sight. I was originally talking to this girl out in VA, and I had some history with her. Me and my friend had originally run a two-man with this girl and her friend, so we already knew each other. She, like me, was a major bop. So this was set up at around 3 p.m. on a Saturday. I know 3 p.m. is a little weird, but what else is there to do out in VA at 3 p.m.? So the day arrived, and I was told she had some friends there. I told her it was chill. I didn't really think anything of it. So when I get there, she walks me in, and she brings me up to her room. And then there's just two friends in there tattooing each other. I was so freaked out. I was like, what the fuck? Anyway, some time goes by. We're chilling on the bed and we start hooking up. At the time, I was low-key a freak, so I didn't really think anything of it. If anything, I kind of enjoyed it. Thinking on it now, it makes me realize how fucked up my brain was at that time. Thank God I've changed. So one thing leads to another, and me and her start going at it right in front of her friends. Naturally, they start watching. Who wouldn't start watching that shit if that was happening? So I'm just pumping this girl, and then she randomly just looks back at her friends and she tells them, y'all can join in. At first, I was so freaked out, I realized how goated this shit was and just went with it. I'm not about to go into detail or anything, or else I'm gonna get banned, but that shit was crazy. So how did this turn into a fivesome, you ask? I'm about to let y'all know. So while this was going on, another girl walks into the room. She sees this and has this face of shock that like you could only imagine if you were in that situation. But then all of the girls start to encourage her to join in. It's still hard to grasp this, like how it happened, but all the chicks just started rooting her on. And next thing you know, she takes off her fucking clothes and just starts making out with one of the girls. Now the big question, how was my performance? Well, I was in a situation where I was forced to perform. If I had to describe it, I would say I was in my sexual flow state. I'm just smashing and smashing the whole time. I last for like an hour more, and then I start to feel it. I'm beat. Like I almost passed out. So I'm just cuddled up with these chicks, and then we can hear her mom walking up the stairs. So these chicks like push me out the bed. I had to run to the fucking window, grab what I could and threw it out the window, and I ran and fucking jumped through the window. RIP one of my shoes. It got left in the crossfire. That was another story I had to explain to my mom later. So when I was driving home, there was a lot of emotions going through my mind. Mostly the fact that I was praying that I didn't get an STD. Luckily, I tested negative, so I was able to continue my encore. Follow for more insane stories.